What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about my new car. As you can see from the title, it's a £4.5 car which I bought for £900, so you already know there's going to be a lot of work which needs doing. It's going to be a bit of a controversial topic because one, the spec of the car, two, the price, what I paid, and is it actually worth that or not, and just in general if people are going to like it or not. I don't think it's going to have many fans at the start, but obviously as we go on in the build, you've seen what I did with the E38. It's going to be one of them. It's going to grow on you. Me myself, as it is, I don't really like the look of the car. I won't give too much away, but all I'm going to say is I did say in the last E38 video that we're going to have a few replacement cars for that, and this is one of them. This is actually my daily. It's my new daily. So I'm in a Mark 6 Golf at the minute, and I'm not going to lie, I'm actually loving it, but I just missed that build quality of the old BMs, so I've got to get back into one. But I'm not going to keep you waiting too long. Let's just dive straight into the video and show you what you've been waiting for. So guys, here we have it. It's a big old bus of a thing. It's a 2002 E39 530D Touring, and it's in slate green. Now, straight off the bat, I'm going to admit that it's an ugly looking car at the minute. The M Sport guys are going to be laughing at me, but let me just tell you, I'll be having the last laugh because this is going through a full M Sport conversion. So all the bumpers and everything, I'm going to change all these, and I've got the M5 wheels. And to add to that, this car is pushing out 270 bhp and 570 newton meters of torque, and that's been tested and put on a dyno, so it just tells you how healthy this engine actually is. And it really comes down to the previous owner, to be fair, because he owned it for about 6 years, and in that time he spent a total of £9,000 on maintaining this car. And let me tell you, he was super OCD and he's compiled it all into an Excel spreadsheet. But it came to an end, as all good things do, as he was involved in an accident, which is why you can see this bit of damage here. This is then a categorized car. It did actually get categorized as a category S, which means structural damage. Now, obviously, to the eye, there's only the damage on the wing, the door and the sill, but you have to remember, if it is a category S, there's always further damage, so that means that the actual structural integrity of the car is compromised. On this one, it's not actually that bad. If we take a look here, it's literally just a little kink on the pillar, so I can get someone that will actually pull that out and straighten it all up. That'll mean that the door will line back up properly and the wing will be fine. But these cars here, the tanks, they're proper solid. Like, you can tell the build quality of them because somebody actually pulled out on the previous owner, and if it was a newer car, I think it would have been way worse than this. But apart from that, bodywork wise, there's no real other issues which I can say actually bother me majorly, because the car's pretty immaculate for a 20-year-old car. You'd expect it to have a few more dings and dents, but the main issue obviously with these cars is the rust and corrosion. This specific example, it has got a little tiny blot of bubbling, which is here, but it's nothing that can't be sorted because it's in the early stages. I mean, the arches are all solid. We've had it double checked for all the rust work, and all 4 arches, to be fair, are quite solid. We've even had it up on the ramp, and underneath it's all solid. There's no holes, there's no corrosion, there's no even early signs, to be fair with you. So that is a good sign, and it is pretty rare when dealing with these kind of cars, because with all the salt on the roads and everything, it is pretty inevitable. So I am quite lucky to get such a clean example. One thing I have to say is these lights right here. They just make this car look so good. They're known as obviously the Angel Eyes. The E39 was one of the first cars, well, one of the first BMWs to have these. Let's just turn them on and show you what they look like, because they just make it look so good. Just take a look at them. Like, it gives the car such a timeless look. Like, I know that this specific example is an ugly car, but once you turn these lights on, I have to say, it really does switch you up. And once this car is fully completed and on road, it's going to have a different type of road presence. But that's enough of the outside. Let's head off into the interior and I'll show you what we're going to do on here. So as it stands, it's pretty basic. It's black Montana leather. It's got the silver trim. It's got the SE horrible steering wheel. But the previous owner kicked off our M Sport conversion by adding 10 bhp with this M Sport gear knob. And obviously we were all about weight reduction and that power to weight ratio, so we went for the stereo delete. But yeah, apart from that, the spec is pretty basic on this car. It's got obviously the cruise control and the auto lights, but that's mainly about it. Color wise on the interior, we're going to change up the leather and we're going with the caramel interior from the M5, which I think is really going to pop with this color combo. I forgot to mention it has got these blinds on it, but I still think we're going to go with the tints, as it gives a better sense of privacy. But yeah, interior wise, we are fully going ham with the interior. We're going to dye these black seats in caramel, which comes in the M5, and we're going for 1,000 stars when we do the starlight roof conversion. Obviously at the minute it has got this horrible grey headliner, but we're going to wrap all the pillars and everything in Alcantara before we do the starlight conversion. As for these horrible silver trims, they're going to be replaced with the Club Bruyere, which is from the M5, which goes well with the caramel. That actually comes with the gear knob and the handbrake cover, so it's going to be a complete makeover and it's going to be a properly nice place to be in. But one of the major interior things that actually was a big shock to me, because this is a 20-year-old car, is this. It's actually called Webasto, so it's a preheating auxiliary function. So if the car's off on a cold morning, you just press this A and it will actually turn on the heating system, so the car will preheat itself, which for a 20-year-old car to have this, I mean it is a retrofit, but for a 20-year-old car to have this function, well, I think for any car, to be honest, to have this function, it is pretty handy, especially in the winter months that we get here. Now, another reason I bought this car is because it is an estate model, and I am a dog owner, so it is pretty useful to have a spacious boot. It's got the dog guard with it as well, which is useful. And I mean, I know it's not the best looking car being in the estate because the saloons are better looking, but this car, as I said before, is going to undergo a full transformation. So I've bought the M Sport rear bumper, and we're going to go for the dual exit exhaust in chrome, and I might tint the lights ever so slightly on the rear, but we'll see. On the front end, we're going to go for the M5 bumper, which I've ordered. I'm not too sure about the M5 side mirrors, but we shall see. Obviously, we're going for the M5 look here. I've got the M5 style 65s. I'm going to put spacers on them, and I'm going to put lowering springs on the front, which will give it a nice stance look. On the rear, it does have the self-leveling suspension, so we'll do that on the computer system. But yeah, as I said, we're going for the M Sport look, obviously, with the M5 bumpers and stuff. But it's got a bit of a twist on it because I'm going to throw a lot of chrome in there. I'm going to go for the chrome front grills. The Style 65s are going in chrome, which I haven't seen in the UK before. I've only seen it in the US, and I haven't even seen it on an actual car, so it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But yeah, it appears to be different, so we'll see once that is done. But yeah, as I was saying before, the reason I did actually buy this car was because the fundamentals of it, the engine, the M57 block, just the way that the car's been looked after and the maintenance and history on it, it just was so good. And it's hard to find one in maybe like an M Sport car. I mean, it's not the lowest of mileages. It's on, I think, 146,000 miles, which for these cars is absolutely nothing. And especially with the manual transmission that this car's got. Now, the reason I got this in a manual transmission is because my previous one was an automatic transmission, and they are old gearboxes now, and I had that one fully rebuilt. But because obviously the car was mapped, I think that did cause an issue, and about a year later it did start playing up again. But yeah, I think we've eliminated all the mechanical issues and anything that could possibly go wrong on it, so it can allow us to fully focus on the aesthetic of this car and the looks, and obviously getting it all on our channel. Now, if this is the first time you are watching one of our videos, make sure you subscribe now so you're not missing out, and hit them post notifications so you get notified every time we post a video, because we're gonna have a load of content on this car. Like, I mean, probably towards the end of this build, this car will be show car ready. So it's going to be definitely worth the watch. But yeah, make sure you follow us on all social platforms. I'm going to leave the links in my bio, and it's on screen now for our business Instagram, our Lister Autos. And for all YouTube and car related content, it's V8 Gov, which is also on the screen. But yeah, guys, we hope you liked our new car, and we hope you liked the video. If you've got any suggestions, let us know in the comments. And thank you for watching, guys. We'll catch you on our next video. Take care.